What's good, folks? Welcome again, SAP Dude here. I hope everything goes smooth in your SAP career, learning, you are getting closer to your goals. I hope you enjoy what you do, also in your personal life. As you already know me, most of the stuff I publish here is related to SAP plant maintenance, so-called EAM. And here's the thing, I receive many private messages on LinkedIn with the question, what is the difference between SAP PM and SAP EAM? And I can honestly say it out loud, I was also confused. That's why I will clarify it in this video along with the third term called customer service. At the end of the video, it will be crystal clear what is what and why. Let's roll, folks. Before we throw many SAP terms, shortcuts and stuff, we'll start with the most crucial thing, understanding the business. Because at the end of the day, SAP is just a software company who supports clients with IT solutions like ERP system and so on. You can run a company without them, but you cannot run a company without business processes. So let's start with the plant maintenance term. What does it stand for in the business context? Plant maintenance is the application of best practices to increase equipment uptime in manufacturing facilities. This helps plants avoid unplanned downtime and ensures production stays on schedule. The general aim of plant maintenance is to create a productive working environment that is also safe for workers. For example, I work at the Texas workshop company, which owns their own fleet, like this SUV, and it's also an asset of this company. So once I get in and go for a ride and I crashed it, first of all, I will have some trouble, but let's skip it for now. We are safe. Nothing happened, but the car is damaged, so it has to be fixed. The asset has to be put back to work, so it has to be repaired. And the same happens to other types of assets. If you own a manufacturing company, these are machines like CNC machine, filling machine, and others. So this was the business definition of plant maintenance. Now we go further. We go with EAM, which stands for Enterprise Asset Management. What does it mean from the business perspective? EAM is the process of managing the life cycle of physical assets to maximize their use, to save money, to improve quality and efficiency, to safeguard health, safety, and the environment. Are you confused already? If so, we are in the same team. I was too, because at the first glance, we may think this is a plant maintenance term, but not really. Let's go with an example. And we will again take our asset, our Texas workshop SUV. I won't crash it again. Instead, we will just stay here and I will put some stuff on the screen. So again, EAM is the process of managing the life cycle of physical assets to maximize their use, to save money, to improve quality and efficiency, and so on. It means EAM kicks in from the very beginning of asset acquisition. Taking this vehicle as an example, before we bought it, we defined such a need to have this SUV. We discussed it with procurement department, we analyzed the cost and which department is going to cover it. Of course, this one was, let's say, paid from maintenance department's pocket. The SUV was delivered to us along with technical documentation, recommendations when it comes to preventive activities, inspections, and so on. In other words, if we want to keep this vehicle up and running, we implement some maintenance activities. However, this is not the end. EAM is bigger than that. For example, we can perform criticality analysis, FMEA, which stands for failure mode and effects analysis, basically a whole bunch of proactive activities. Moreover, EAM is applicable for the whole life cycle of an asset. So okay, we purchased this SUV, but then we decide to sell it or just utilize. Why? Because for instance, the cost of maintenance is much higher than getting a new one. All these things are covered by EAM. Two additional things here. EAM is focused on the whole organization, not only a single facility like plant maintenance. To make sure we all understand the difference between plant maintenance and EAM from business perspective, let's draw some quick table. We will have 5 categories or criteria: scope, focus, objectives, activities, and flexibility. The first one, scope of PM, focus on maintaining assets within a single plant or facility. EAM manages assets across the entire organization. Focus of PM, maintenance, repairs, keeping the assets up and running. EAM, management of the entire asset life cycle, from acquisition to disposal. Objectives: PM is about minimizing downtime and extending equipment life at the specific location. EAM aims higher. The goal is to maximize asset performance and return on investment across the enterprise. How about the activities? In PM, these are routine inspections, preventive maintenance, corrective actions. In EAM, it's asset lifecycle management, strategy planning, risk management, performance optimization. When it comes to flexibility, plant maintenance is often reactive and focused on immediate issues, whereas EAM fosters proactive approach with emphasis on long-term planning and optimization. Great! We are almost finished with the most important part, business understanding. There is the one last term which is the quickest one and the easiest to understand, customer service. Customer service is providing professional support and assistance to our clients before, during and after purchasing or using our products or services. Again, third time we take this SUV as an example, but this time we gotta change two things. The first one is the asset acquisition. Let's say we produce this SUV, we assemble it, we are basically responsible for it, it's our product. The second thing is ownership. We sold it to our client, Dynex Industries. The SUV is part of their fleet. They use it, they receive necessary documentation from our side, and what is also crucial here, warranty. So for example, in the first 5 years, if something happens with the engine, our company, Texas Workshop, will do it totally for free. And let's say during the assembly of the engine, something went wrong. For instance, we used an old damaged part. This is a huge mistake, which cannot and would not normally happen, but as you see, not on this YouTube channel. And the SUV stopped. The client is surprised, they reach our office by phone, telling what's wrong. And this is so-called inquiry management. We receive any information from our customer or maybe a complaint about the asset we have. Our customer service desk checks the client and the asset in our system. For example, they verify if the client has the valid warranty, which we granted, and then the request goes further till it's transformed into work which has to be performed by our technicians, but this time not for our own assets, but for the client. And this is what customer service is. But trust me, it's maybe 5% of it, and this term is really huge. Customer service involves building relationships with clients, receiving feedback, applying changes to our products. The topic is huge as hell, so have it in mind. Cool, that was the business perspective when it comes to these three terms: plant maintenance, enterprise asset management, and customer service. Let's switch the scenery cause it got too boring over here. The first task from our checklist is done. The next thing is business versus SAP. So how SAP defines these terms and what it offers to support these three areas. If the first part of the video was a bit tricky, sorry, we step into SAP world and it means it will be even more complex now. But again, I will do my best to clarify it in the simplest and easiest way. First, we will talk about the plant maintenance and EAM. The tricky part here is their names are interchangeably used by most of the people. And this is wrong. SAP plant maintenance is limited to activities like maintenance planning, scheduling, execution, and reporting. SAP EAM is way more than this. It still includes these functionalities, but we have also more stuff here like asset acquisition, integration with other areas like material management, etc., developing strategies, performing analysis, monitoring the assets with the IoT, and so on. My advice is don't get attached to the nomenclature. In your SAP career, you will hear also other names like asset management and stuff. What I do, I always take the SAP EAM as the reference, so the big package of everything, and then I throw away functionalities which are not relevant for the project. Now when we know what is the difference, let's talk about the SAP products. SAP plant maintenance was always here when it comes to SAP ECC and stuff, and it's of course in S/4HANA on-premise and cloud. However, starting from S4 2021, there were major changes in functionalities and handling the business processes. Check out my video about phase-based maintenance, which is the biggest change there. Moving to the right, SAP EAM is also supported by SAP S/4HANA. I mentioned PM is also about scheduling and work execution. Back in the days, advanced scheduling of maintenance work was supported by a product called MRS. So let's place it here, but not in a shiny way. Now SAP gives us a new product, but it definitely does not replace MRS. It's too simple. It's called SAP RSH, Resource Scheduling Tool. It's part of the S/4HANA, but of course it has a separate license. Since PM is part of EAM, RSH goes there as well. Oh, so many shortcuts. Now let's talk about the work execution. The work is done by technicians who don't spend their time at office at all. SAP supports such people with a mobile application called SAP Service and Asset Manager. Of course, it's not an obligatory tool. You can stick to Fiori apps, which are part of S4. Everything depends on your scenario. This application goes to EAM, of course. By the way, if you want to learn more about this product, here is my video. And when it comes to plant maintenance, that was it. But I mentioned EAM is way more than that. So all the things like integration with other areas, modules, it happens in SAP S/4HANA. Of course, specific configuration is needed, but yeah, the functionalities are included in the product. We are talking about IoT, for example. So for instance, you can retrieve real-time information about your assets, like current temperature and stuff, and based on this information, some automatic action can be triggered. This is supported by a suite of products called Intelligent Asset Management. And the specific product for it is so-called Asset Performance Management, APM. If the machine, the asset, is really crucial in your company, and for instance you strongly rely on information from its manufacturer, you can collaborate with them via Business Network Asset Collaboration Platform, which is the part of Intelligent Asset Management. It's like, let's call it Facebook for you and your selected business partners. The goal of SAP is to maximize the end-to-end support for EAM domain. These products are cloud-based, they can be integrated with your SAP S/4HANA or even third-party systems. By the way, SAP Service and Asset Manager is also part of this portfolio. So if we compare SAP PM and EAM in one sentence, we can say EAM is the evolution of PM and it's the new way of dealing with assets, which is not limited to planning and work execution anymore. Alright folks, so the maintenance part is behind us. To be specific, internal maintenance, which is done for our own machines, assets, by our people or by external companies. Now we will talk really quick about customer service. Quick repeat when it comes to the business term. Customer service is providing professional support and assistance to our clients before, during and after purchasing or using our products or services. And of course this kind of business is also supported by SAP. But here we have various products and many changes in the last years. Let's have a quick example. You produce such green cranes for your clients. You also give them guarantee for 5 years. If something happens during these years, you make the repair for free. Sounds familiar? Exactly. This is still maintenance, but not plant maintenance anymore, which was limited to your company, to internal work. This is customer service, and these activities are supported by SAP module called CS, Customer Service. But I also mentioned there are many products and changes in this area, and it also applies to the naming convention. The SAP CS was in the SAP world for many years. That's why you will still find many experts in this area. But SAP changed their strategy and SAP CS is going to retire in 2030. Of course, I'm talking here about SAP S/4HANA. SAP CS evolved into SAP S/4HANA Service. And now, it's not only the name change, the way of working also changed here. We won't dive into details in this video, check out the description if you need more stuff. But believe me, the changes there are much bigger than in PM, for instance, with the phase maintenance model and so on. This is not the end of the products here. SAP S/4HANA Service and EAM, the SAP CS, support selected customer service business processes, not everything. So we got these green cranes, and for instance, we want to make sure our relationships with the clients are going smooth. We offer them some online chat, we got a service desk, a platform to get and monitor customer requests, and so on. This is not part of neither SAP S/4HANA nor the old SAP CS. This is so-called CRM stuff, and now it's supported by a product called SAP Service Cloud. Yeah, I know it got too complex, but it ain't my fault, guys. That's why we depict it like this. It's like playing with Lego, but with really expensive ones. Some we may not need, some are our core elements. So it's possible, for instance, to stick only to SAP S/4HANA Service without Service Cloud, or maybe have some third-party solution for it. And this is not the end. We sold the green cranes to various clients in US. 3 clients reported recently some issues with the cranes. We want to send our people, they gotta fix it. It means we have to plan the work, so what has to be done, then schedule it. It means when and dispatch, so who, which person specifically is going to perform it. Since the work is done outside of our company, it's also called field service. We do the things on field, outside, and such activities like scheduling, dispatching, and so on can be supported by another SAP product called SAP Field Service Management. You see it now on the screen, people dispatching, other things, this is part of it. And of course, you gotta pay for it extra. The last optional thing here is a mobile app to support work execution. And this one you already know, SAP Service and Asset Manager. Previously, we discussed it for SAP PM, EAM scenario, so maintenance work orders. This app can also work with service orders. If you want to know more about it, check out my previous video about the app. Before we end this video, let's have together a quick exercise to better understand what we just learned. We own a worldwide company producing mango and orange juice. We got various assets like filling machines, we got also forklifts, buildings which we want to keep in proper condition. So it's about handling the whole life cycle of these assets, once they are acquired by us, maintained, and then utilized. We want to move to SAP S/4HANA from non-SAP system. Our technicians won't touch the system, the supervisors will do it from the office. What specific module and products are relevant for this scenario? Exactly. It is SAP S/4HANA EAM, also called Asset Management. Without the mobile app, SAP Service and Asset Manager, and the Intelligent Asset Management Suite. Of course, it's a really rough assessment, right? Another one. We are a food packaging company based in Germany. We produce carton-based packages, but we also produce such machines and sell them to other companies. Of course, we give the clients warranties, pay them regular visits to inspect the machines. We also do the same for our own assets. We want to move to SAP S/4HANA. We are currently running SAP ECC 6.0. Moreover, our people are sick of office work. They are high-level experts, technicians, and want to do their job without paper things. Our machines are equipped with various sensors, and we also want to monitor, leverage this information in our future IT landscape. What specific modules, areas, and products which we discuss in this video can be relevant? First of all, SAP S/4HANA Service. SAP CS dies in 2013. We are future-oriented, so we go with service already. We don't know anything about service request handling, customer support, etc. So we skip the SAP Service Cloud. We don't know how big is the company, how many technicians are there, how complex the work scheduling and dispatching can be, so for now FSM is out of question. Office work is not an option for technicians. We can support them with SAP Service and Asset Manager. The sensors thing, condition-based maintenance and predictive maintenance is part of Intelligent Asset Management, APM to be specific, so we select it here. And before we end it, they also maintain their own machines in their factory. What does it mean? It means the SAP EAM module is also relevant. And here we can also leverage the same app, but with different user persona. That was it. The goal of this video was to give you a nice example-based overview of SAP PM, EAM, CS and service. I hope you are less confused than you were at the beginning. If you want to dig deep into SAP EAM topics, I encourage you to check my whole YouTube playlist. I also run a website where you can find a blog with various topics. If you are ready to learn the new SAP S/4HANA EAM module, I also have my end-to-end course, which can definitely help you to achieve this. Check out the description of the video, share it with others, consider subscribing the channel, and yeah, see you in the next one.